Hi friends, today I thought I would talk about Pyasa and Kaagaz Ke Phool. Guru Dutt, behind his desk, he used to have a large, life-size, almost life-size, portrait of a person that he admired and who was his mentor. That person was Gyan Mukherjee. If you see uh, the film certificate of Pyasa, you'll find that it is dedicated to Gyan Mukherjee. Just see this. Who was Gyan Mukherjee? He was the super successful person behind the film Kismat. He was the director from whom Guru Dutt learnt a lot, and so that was his role model. Just as Pyasa was being ready for release, Gyan Mukherjee passed away. He had seen a trip, he had come from nowhere, risen very high in his career, and then come down, dropped down in popularity, and he had died of a broken heart. Guru Dutt dedicated Pyasa to him, and um, Kaagaz Ke Phool, as you know, is the story of a person who's a director who sees a lot of success and then finally dies with a broken heart. Now, the story, if you watch the titles of Kaagaz Ke Phool, you will find that the, the screenplay and dialogues are attributed to Abrar Alvi, but there is nobody to whom the story has been attributed. And the reason is obviously that this was inspired by Gyan Mukherjee's life, and since he identified so much with him, he performed the role of that director. It appears that some people have another impression that Kaagaz Ke Phool was not inspired, was a copy of a film called A Star Is Born. I saw that film. Yes, it is about a director and who nurtures an unknown girl and makes her a very successful actress. But apart from that, there's very little in common between these two films. So A Star Is Born may have been the nuts and bolts, but my impression is that Gyan Mukherjee was probably the inspiration. There is another writer called Nabendu Ghosh who also lays claim to the story, and he had written the story with I think with an artist or a painter, I'm not sure, in mind. And he had had a couple of sessions with Guru Dutt, but they didn't seem to have worked it out. And the story that Nabendu Ghosh presents as his story is quite different from the story that one sees in Kaagaz Ke Phool. So he was very upset that he was not credited for the story. But really speaking, it's very difficult to say, because so many ideas come to us from so many different sides, that yes, one thing may be common here, another thing may be common there. But at the end of it all, how much of that work of art resembles what somebody else is laying claim to is the question. So Kaagaz Ke Phool was a flop at that time, so really nobody laid claim to it. But now that it has become one of the world's top 100 films, I guess many people are seeing different similarities. Vaida Rahman felt it was A Star Is Born. Nabendu Ghosh has his own thing. But my sense is that it was Guru Dutt, it was always his personal life. And in fact, S.D. Burman even told him, when he told S.D. Burman the nuts and bolts of this story, S.D. Burman told him, don't do this film. It's about your personal life. So Guru Dutt told him, you do your songs and let me do my films. And that was what I'll read out to you from I'm not sure whether I can read out to you, but he said it so very, very clearly, and S.D. Burman was snubbed. And yes, it perhaps can also be his personal life. It can also be the life of Gyan Mukherjee. It can be a little inspired by A Star Is Born, and it can have been influenced a little bit by Nabendu Ghosh's story. But that's how art is. It takes from everywhere and creates something entirely different. That's the magic. It's not the story that really so much matters. It's in the presentation of the story, the depth of the emotions that the story conveys, the feeling between the viewer and the creator, the connection that is fused with a great film. That is art. So I just thought I'll tell you about Kaagaz Ke Phool and Gyan Mukherjee. So my tribute to Guru Dutt and to Gyan Mukherjee both. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Do give me your comments. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much.